plan that we have spoken about constantly, and how we were ready to help the Kenyan people. We started this long time ago, and finally yesterday people made their voices heard. And we are very excited for our supporters. We want to thank them so much across the country. When we looked at every corner of Kenya, every county, we garnered some votes. For the first timers to get over 10,000 and still more coming, I would say it's very commendable. People, we definitely were not the last, and people listened to us. We had issues. It shows this time, I haven't seen any presidential candidate so far who has less than 10, but it means people, Kenyan people, are ready to listen to issues, not just supporting people because you just want to support them. We also want to thank the IEBC for doing a lot of preparation and bringing this election to a close in a peaceful way. I voted yesterday. I visited a couple of polling stations as well, and we had a very orderly system. At least the system is in place, and today it is very peaceful on the roads, and I have seen other elections before, but I would say this one was very calm. So we also want to thank the Interior, Honorable Matiang'i, for definitely putting a system in place where we can go on peacefully. Now it comes to us. We have decided to assess the situation again and come to a conclusion of how we move forward. We are candidates who we were very decisive, we were very clear, we were very targeted to what we wanted to do. And our leadership wasn't just leadership till the end of August 8th. We have seen the figures. For us to come from 10,000 to 7 million, it is going to be a long night, and I don't think it's going to be that long accommodating another 7 million. So we are here to say that given the figures the way they look like, if they stay there the way they look like and nothing else, we are going to draw the first blood, and we concede our race to the person who is going to win. So far it looks like it is the President Uhuru Kenyatta, His Excellency, and unless anything else comes up, we want to thank him for great race. We didn't see excessive insults or disrespect of candidates like us, first-timers, people who didn't have a name or who did not have a lot of money. We went through you, we went through social media, Twitter, everything else, and we went to the people, combination of everything. But we have been accommodated. At first, people asked us whether are we going really to do a race, but we said we were. So now we are telling Kenyans and the youth, the people we fought for, you can now dream big and you can go for your dreams. You are only limited to what you can be able to do. So we want to congratulate the winners, and personally I have experience with people from the both teams that are ahead. President Kenyatta, who has come to Washington DC, you know, I've said originally I was in the diaspora, and I want to thank the diaspora for cheering me on, and we continue fighting for what they fight for. When I met President Kenyatta in Washington DC, you know, he gave us, you know, concrete promise that he's going to work forward, and I want to believe that he will continue working forward. I haven't seen him involved with a lot of corruption. I didn't have to fight and accuse him a lot, but I want to be able to say that we are here saying that we offer ourselves to the nation. Given that we have lost just an election, our win was not just based on just winning the presidency. We have given youth the hope. We have told them they can dream big. We have brought new ideas for employment for the youth. We have brought other you know, ways to combat corruption. ending taxes, high taxes, and bringing diaspora on the table so that they can vote again. So we want to say, family, that we are thankful to the nation. We offer ourselves, Mr. Muthiora Kariara and I, we fought. You saw us fought like, very hard, and we are going to support the administration, and we want them to, not just us reaching them to them, but them reaching us to every person, every candidate, to look at the manifesto, everything that is new, to be included in the next administration. So we have no regrets saying that we concede, and we congratulate the winner, the person who is ahead until it is declared, which is President Uhuru Kenyatta so far. If someone else is declared, then we will support him, but so far the way it looks like is the numbers show is ahead, and we are totally in support of him, and we wish him well, and we look forward to working with him if finally that is the final conclusion for the Kenyan people. People from Kitui, thank you so much. People from Kawangware, where we have my Vice President comes from, we say thank you, and across the country. So we are here to receive your questions or answer your questions if you have any, and we move forward. We do not want to be like everybody else, and we hope other candidates, once they make their decision as soon as possible, and for the sake of the country, for the sake of the peace, we want this process to end as quickly as possible so that the country can move forward and we continue building the nation. There is still 2022, and it is not very far. So we look forward for working for you and having being on the side of the nation.
Dr. Kaluyu Wahiga Mwaura from Citizen TV. My question to you being, you've painted a rosy picture of the electoral process. Does that mean you have no concerns about the slow pace at which Form 34A is trickling in? And secondly, NASA presidential candidate Raila Odinga raised or made allegations this morning about hacking of the system. You have attended meetings with the IEBC as well. What is your take on the allegations that he made?
So the allegations, we want to leave, there are some things that we leave to experts. And just because we have had many stories even before I came over here, I have had many people question systems, but I said before in my interviews, I'm a research scientist, so I have to see evidence. And not just for me to assess, because I'm not an expert to it. What has brought us together to conclude there is peace, the process was working, people were orderly. To me, the process at least worked to that end. We leave the small parts of reconciling to the experts, and we want sometimes as Kenyans want to give people authority, and we believe they are going to do it right. If they don't do it right, there is a process of punishing negativity. So far, what I have seen is the process, what I have been able to see as evidence. I'll leave that to the experts if they are going to iron out. But the difference is that I'm seeing in margins of those who are ahead and behind, we are talking of ironing out a couple of percentage points, and still there's going to be a big questionable item. But I want to ask them for the sake of peace to work together so that there can be a peaceful conclusion to all of it. We can work together. That is what makes a nation be...
Sorry for interrupting you. How many of the scanned Form 34As have you seen for you to come to the decision that the results that you are receiving are accurate and you can concede? Because some would feel that your concession has been rather premature.
You have just said that I've seen accurate. I have not said that, and I'll give that.
That was my question to you. Have you seen any scanned Form 34As?
So I had an agent. I had agents who are looking through that. I didn't have to see them myself. And from the reports that I'm seeing is that overwhelmingly there is the percentage margins. I have not been able in person to assess it, but we don't have to. We have to have agents who are being part of it. There was a meeting with the commission. The meeting, I think, was postponed. They are still going on. What I'm telling you is, in a statistical format, 10,000 to 7 million is like trying to dig away on a stone. I mean, I'm not likely to be able to get 7 million from 10,000. And therefore, I need to be able to have a process moving forward. I've always promised I will be decisive. I have promised that I will be supportive to the winner if it's not me. I was hoping I wake up tonight or today in State House I had started measuring the drapes, but it didn't happen. But that did not discourage me, as it is a hard pill to swallow, that sometimes you want something so badly, it doesn't happen. But the nature of leadership and the maturity of leadership is to be able to move on, form a team, and we are working at the end of the day for the Kenyan people. There may be irregularities, and this is not the first system I've seen. I've lived in other systems across the world, globally. This happens, it's not new. People saying there are irregularities. The end of the day, the experts come together, they sit on the table, we move forward. We have brought new ideas, we were first-timers, we garnered a lot of votes, and we were not here till August 8th. We are people in Kawagare, Mapsare.
So that was a live update from Dr. Japheth Kavinga.